it's Jenna. I'm extremely dissociative today. So what that feels like is I don't feel like I look like myself. Like looking at myself, like what I don't know. It doesn't feel like I'm looking at me. I'm having a real hard time like focusing on anything that's going on around me. I keep going back to my phone just because it's easy to zone out looking at like phone stuff and not feel like I'm here. Having a really hard time focusing and forgetful. Someone asked me how my week was, and they're a friend who know about us being a system, and I was like, honestly, I don't have any idea how our week was. I don't remember it right now. And I was like, wait, was this the week of Thanksgiving? And they're like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, then it was okay. I remember Thanksgiving. Mostly. And then the days after it, kind of. I mean, if I were really pressed, I could sit there and figure out what I did each day, but then it would probably just flit away as soon as I was done. Just like, oh, right, I did that. And then a minute later, what was it that I did? So that's how that works, at least for me. So it's not like an out and out like amnesia. Things that I don't remember, like an out and out amnesia, I know I don't remember. They're just holes, and I knew at one point I knew what it was, and I didn't remember it for so long that it's now gone. So this week, it's kind of the same. Like, if I tried real hard, I could remember, but it wasn't significant enough to really want to fight the dissociation on it. Be like, okay, brain, fine, whatever. You don't have to remember. Our therapist has us doing a timeline, which one of the things that brought up was specific dates as to why this time of year. Like, oh, I didn't realize that happened late November. I didn't realize that happened late November. And so I think every year around this time, my brain's like, oh, you know what? We don't want to remember things. Yeah, well, let's just practice that this time of year. Nothing happening. That's my theory. I don't really know. Yeah, my brain's, that subconscious is slippery. I want to say he's a slippery bastard. There we go. The subconscious is a slippery bastard. That's what he is. So anyway, and I know I have headmates that would have no problem with saying that. It's interesting to me, the differences of language and the ease that it comes out. So I kind of expected somebody else to take the front today because I was extremely dissociative this morning. But no one's taken the front. It's just been me not kind of here all day. Me kind of not doing anything that I should be doing because my brain's like, yeah, no, it's not. Okay. I don't particularly like it, but it would take so much energy to fight it, and I don't really have a reason to fight it because today's a low-key day. I don't have to be doing stuff. It's just stuff that is kind of on my list. So I'm like, you know what? Meh. Whatever. We'll call it a self-care day, right? We'll just spend all day on the internet and snacking and not remembering things and not caring. Like, no. So I do feel kind of lonely. I don't have any friends who are systems, and so when I want to talk about it and be like, so do you experience this? Like, the only people I know are online, and That's not the same as picking up the phone and being like, oh my gosh, you'll never guess what Anthony said this morning, and my brain, and ugh, what do you do? So, yeah. So I'm talking to the camera. Like, there's people out there. This does kind of happen.